Now you can start the Octopus Python client GUI by running Octopus Python client through the command line. So the default option is selected, so it is clone space. So it will clone multiple types from one space to another space on the same server or on the different server. So let's go to the next. The first thing you will see is the credential, the URL of the source space, and you also need the URL and the credential for the destination space or the destination server. If they're the same server, they will have the same endpoint. They also have the same credentials. Now they're different. So I'm going to say, my destination server will be localhost. It's HTTP. If you have the API key, you don't need the username and the password. If you don't have the API key like the source server, the username and the password will be used. Also, both servers have local directory to save their data. You can select any directory you want. For me, I'm gonna use it's a sample server as a source directory. I'm gonna select localhost as a destination folder. If there's any local file, they're gonna save it in those two folders. Another feature you may notice is the source Octopus data is loaded from local file, not from Octopus server. If you select this option, all the data for the source server will be loaded from the local files. However, this feature is not fully enabled yet. This feature is for when your source server and the destination server are behind a different firewall. Your local machine cannot access both servers at the same time. So you have to get all configurations data in the same domain as the source server first, download all the data, copy them, all the data into the same network as the target server or the destination server. Then you run this tool. This tool will load the data from source server. Now I'm going to unselect it. So all those buttons at the bottom, it's pretty straightforward. If you click back, it will go back to previous page or window or frame. If you go next, it will go to the next one. If you click restart, it will go back to the beginning, go back to the first window. Every time you click those buttons, all your configurations you typed here will be saved to the local configuration JSON file, so you won't lose them. Now I'm ready to click next. So once you click next, you will see all the spaces in your source server are shown here. So you can select the source server you want. I'm gonna select pattern blue-green, the source server, on the source server as my source space. I'm gonna select test1 space on as my destination space. Now you can click next. Now you need to select what data you want to be cloned from your source space or the source server to your destination space or your destination server. I'm gonna just clone everything. So I select all. So now I click next. Two questions now. Since you select the packages, it will ask if you want to clone all the historical versions of the packages. Generally, I will say yes. However, if you have thousands of the historical versions of the same package, you may not want it. Second question is, if your destination server is not empty, say you have some projects there, you have some variable sets there, however, your source server or your source space may also have some variables or the projects which are the same name as your destination server, then if you click this one, your destination server's projects with the same name will be overwritten. This also includes the reference entities. Say, your project has a reference to a variable set which has the same name, then that one will be overwritten too. Now if I click submit, you will see a dialog message box say, do you want to do it? If you say no, it won't do anything. But if you say yes, it will start. Since all the console output will be in your terminal, be shown on the terminal, so I open the terminal to let you see what's going on there. So I will say yes. So the terminal, the first thing it will do, it will load all the data from the source server into the memory. Then it will clone the data based on the hierarchy of the data. It will clone from the leaf nodes to the parent nodes, to the grandparents nodes, to the root nodes. It's like you clone a tree, you clone from the leaves to the root. So now it's running. So this message will show you all the errors you have so far, and you will see the progress there. If there's some item has been cloned, it will skip it, or you will do it again. Now it's done. So let's take a look at. Once it's done, you will see another message say done. So it will show you the message, let you know your clone is done. So since I don't have the permission to download the package from the source server, so I got this error message that says failed to get package from the source space source server. So the package won't be cloned. But I will demo another clone, for the packages I have the permission to download later. More detailed log message will also be saved in the folder where the Octopus Python client was launched. Now it's here in the temporary folder. I'll say yeah. So that's the detailed message of each operations. So if you want to debug it, you can find more messages here. Now let's come back to the destination Octopus server and check if everything is cloned. Yeah, You see on the destination server, I just refresh it. You have all the projects cloned. You have the icons cloned. I think you have deployment process all cloned here. I think some of them, if you have runbook, the runbooks are also cloned here. And there's a small minor thing is the release version, the template may have been removed because the Octopus server, sometimes the release version is rely on the packages, but if there's no package cloned, the release version cannot be set through cloning either, so it will be removed before cloning. You can add it back manually. For the infrastructures, everything's here, but the workers generally it's tied to the network. Even sometimes it's also cloned, but it may not work as you want unless both your source server, unless your source space and your destination space are on the same server, then the workers will work out of box immediately. The tenants also cloned, and you can see them. Like in this case, I said before, I don't have the package permission. I don't have the download permission for the packages, so the package won't be cloned. All the step templates are cloned. Variable set as well. Let me know if you have any questions and comments.